In this video, we're going to cover 4-inch grinders. We use this tool extensively in log building. And just to start out with the type of grinder we do recommend having a paddle switch. The paddle switch is nice because as you turn it on and you are running it, if for some reason there's a safety issue, you can just release your grip. The side lock versions of a 4-inch grinder, I do not favor. They're locked on. You cut yourself with the grinder in some way, and it's not going to stop. So highly recommend this style of a grinder. And DeWalt makes a good one, and they're not very expensive. Some of the different attachments we use, we sand with these quite a bit. You would use a rubber backing pad. And you can get these 4.5-inch grinder pads. We buy them from off the internet, save quite a bit of money compared to buying them in local stores. Typically, we use 36, 60, and 80 grit, depending on what type of surface we're trying to get. With grinder pads and with 4-inch grinders, pretty dangerous tools. When you can use the guard, we do use the guard. In this case, many times the guard would get in the way. If this was a log and I was sanding it, the guard wouldn't allow me full manipulation of the tool. Same thing if we're grinding a notch. But definitely if you're using a wire brush, highly recommend using a guard because these things are scary. If you're grinding concrete, there are concrete grinding bits. This in conjunction with this shroud allows you to hook a vacuum to it. Never grind concrete without respiration. And ideally, by using a vacuum, and you won't be putting a lot of hazardous things in the air to breathe. This particular wheel, we buy these through Permachink Systems, although they are available all over the internet. This is the wheel we use once we've cut a log notch with a chainsaw, and then we can edge the notch with this. There are blades designed to cut masonry, pretty handy. If you want to cut lag screws or all thread, many times we're just doing it by hand as opposed to a large chop box, and this metal cutting wheel works great for that. The one thing I have here that I don't typically recommend for log work is a flap wheel. I find that we have much more control with a standard grinding wheel than we do with a flap wheel. So this is one thing I wouldn't necessarily recommend for most purposes. Finally, safety with wire brushes. Be sure you're wearing safety glasses, which you should anyway. But these little wires will fly out of the wheel, and they can stick into you, and they could easily stick into your eye. So be super careful with wire brushes. They're very dangerous tools.